I like to do my disclaimer. All products used and mentioned in my videos are not sponsored. They're just products that I like. If you have a favorite brand, use your favorite brand. That's all. I just realized I have more dress changes in this video than Megan Marco does in hers. You will need tomato paste, tomato sauce. I actually am going to put some tomatoes in it too. Heavy cream, garlic powder, and salt. The first thing I'll do for my tomato soup is I'm going to be preparing the fresh tomatoes. In order to get the skin off, I actually have to boil some water and submerge them in the boiling water. So that's the first thing we're going to do. Get the water boiling. I'll let you know once the water boils what we're going to be doing next. I'll be putting the tomatoes that I'm going to be putting in the soup in the boiling water so we get off the skin. My mom used this technique on her tomatoes when she actually canned. For the tomatoes, she had to have the skins off. So you just roll it around and eventually the skins would start to loosen. The hot water makes it easier for the skins to come off. I know it does for the fresh. I don't know about these vine ribs. They should be the same as the other ones, because they're supposed to be real fresh ones and not the hot house ones. Yeah, it's starting to do it. It's starting to split it. You can see it's starting to split it. See? I'll grab one out so you can see. Do you see that it's starting to split it? I'm going to dump it in cold water so it's easier to get the skin off. And all you do is peel it. To get all the skin off. That's all you got to do for that. Now get a bowl and just put the tomatoes in a bowl after I peel them. Make sure they're over. Get another one out. And I'll be doing this. In 2010, I did a trip to Washington, D.C. by myself. I was trying to catch the cherry blossoms in full bloom. Here's a picture of Washington Monument. And I also seen the White House. By the way, in case you want to know what's in this bowl, it's just cold water. That way we cool it down a little bit. So it stops the cooking process. But you just get all the skin off of it. My mom did this, like I said before, to do her canned tomatoes. Now what we're going to have to do now is we're going to have to seed them. I'll be back after I dump this out so we have a place to put the seeds. The first thing I'll do is cut it in half. To get the seeds out, you're supposed to squeeze it. So I'll be squeezing it into the bowl. So I'll put that over here. And put my bowl over here. And if it doesn't come out with squeezing it, you just get your fingers in there and get as many seeds out as possible. Then we'll be putting it back in the other pan. Yeah, you don't want a bunch of seeds in here. That's all you do to get the seeds out. Now, this is supposed to be a copycat recipe for Campbell's tomato soup. The site that I got the original recipe off of was food.com. It was posted by Lola Blitz. I'll give her credit in the description. But you know me, when it comes to recipes, I don't stick to the original recipe. I switched it up. They put milk in theirs. I'm putting cream in mine. They don't put tomatoes in theirs. I'm putting fresh tomatoes in mine. Before we do anything, we're going to have to cook these down a little bit so they're nice and soft, so when we put in all the other ingredients, we're good to go. So now we'll just cook it down about 20 minutes. We'll come back from time to time and check and stir. It might help a little bit if I turn on the burner. Just a smidgen. I'll be back in a little bit to check on it. Over here we have 2.5 tablespoons sugar, a 4 teaspoon pink Himalayan salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon garlic powder. And I'm just going to dump stuff in the pot. And I'll let you know what I'm dumping in. Spices are going to go in. Now, it actually calls for 1 cup water. 1 cup water is going in. Now, I added those tomatoes. I cooked them already down. They're nice and soft now. And now we're going to dump in half this. Roughly that. And then we're going to do tomato paste. And we're going to get this all mixed up. And then after it's mixed up, I got to get my spatula. I don't have a little one for that, so I got to use my knife to get it out. I don't have a little one, so I use a knife to get it out. See, I improvise with the kitchen tools. I grab anything that's handy. I just don't have a small enough spatula to fit in there. So, that's what we do with that. Now, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to mix it all up. And yes, we got the heavy cream to go in, but we got to get this heated up first. And nice and smooth first. So, I'll be back after I get this all nice and stirred up. I'm actually using a whisk to actually stir it up a little bit to get it going. And then I'll turn the heat on again. And at the end, we'll add the heavy cream. We just want to heat this up a little bit to get it all nice and hot. See, it's looking good. I'll be back after it gets heated up. I already mixed this up real good to get it all nice, and I heated it up. Now you add the heavy cream to it. That's 1 cup. Because I can always add more tomatoes if it looks like it needs it for the tomato sauce. And then I'll add the other cup. I'll be back to add the other cup. Now it's mixed up. We just got to heat it up now. I want to make sure I get all the milk in there. I shouldn't say milk. It's actually heavy cream. I don't want to waste any of that. Yes, I had a couple requests for making soups. One by the community and one by my neighbor. So I'm actually making tomato soup. I never made this before. Now, before we get this all done, the most important thing you got to do is to taste it for the seasoning. You have to make sure when you're cooking with tomatoes, whether you're cooking a soup or whether you're canning, check it to make sure it has enough salt in it and enough sugar in it, because you don't want it tasting bitter. It actually tastes pretty good. Just what I did. And this is more like a tomato bisque, to tell you the truth, because I put chunks of tomatoes in there. You can see the chunks of tomatoes. That's it for this after I get this heated up. Here is what it looks like when it's done. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Make sure you make some suggestions of what you would like to see in a video. Thank you again. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure if you like my content, press the subscribe button. And make sure you hit the notification button so you get notification when I drop new videos. Thank you.